put together a presentation with some images, some small video clips, and we're gonna start with the Q&A with my friend, Danielle Brown. I have a great slide with Danielle, so Danielle's there, and I'm gonna start screen sharing. Give me one moment, and we'll begin. All right. Oh. Can you guys see my PowerPoint?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. It was like not automating. Okay, let me change slides. So I'll say going beyond our devices and smart tablets, you know, technology has changed a lot of things about our culture. It's changed how we dress. It's changed how we interact. And now with this pandemic, it's changed how we stay close to people, how we stay safe, how we learn from home. And so, you know, we're going to touch on a couple different tech objects along with the fashion. And today we're just going to see how fashion and technology has collided like never before. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. Next slide. Hold on. I don't know why it's
Technology failing us.
I know, technology. Let me try this again. Hold on. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to. So actually, we'll go straight to the questions. So Danielle Brown, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, so my name is Danielle, and I am the Southwest area manager for Scotch and Soda, which is a Dutch clothing brand that started in Amsterdam, and now we have stores worldwide. And yeah, that's pretty much me.
Great. So Danielle, I know we've started, we all know that since the pandemic, shopping has kind of moved to online rather than going store to store in the malls like we used to. But I kind of want to talk about another industry disruptor, social media. So what changes to fashion did you see with the rise of social media?
Yeah, so social media has impacted the fashion industry in many, many ways. The most obvious, I would say, is that people no longer look directly to fashion brands to tell you what is trendy. You know, now they look to social influencers. So social media, it's also training our consumers to want instant access to trends. This paired with a shift, like you said, to online shopping and ordering is connecting the world in new ways, and secondary markets, smaller markets, aren't as far behind in the fashion trends. And this is due to the access on social media, telling the consumer what is cool or hot or fire. You don't have to wait until you're in a large city anymore to experience a brand like you did in the past or a trend. Now you can experience it from your home and you can have full access.
Fantastic. And I remember people used to say that, like, you know, the Midwest was 5 years behind LA or something like that. There was always this time gap, and now everything's so instantaneous. So true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So what fashion trends do you see that are influenced by technology?
I would say most trends now are going to be influenced by technology. And that's because many brands are using things like artificial intelligence to track your purchases, your interests. I mean, people are even tracking your social medias to keep up with how fast trends are emerging. So now, because of technology, brands can copy or recreate a trend that they see on the runway or on social media, and they can have it produced, marketed, and selling faster than ever. You know, I've heard even people say as fast as under 2 weeks, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. Think about, you know, the time, the cost, the materials necessary just to create a brand campaign in the past. Now, with the click of a button, consumers can, you know, they can see the campaign on social media, they can interact, and they can shop immediately.
Mm-hmm. And I really like the idea that these social media influencers are always on. So it's not like, oh, let me send an email and who knows if I get a response into the vast darkness. They're on, they're going to respond. So I do see when they say, oh, we can put out a trend in 2 weeks, it doesn't shock me because those people are on in 2 minutes, you know? So,
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you see as the future of fashion and technology?
Well, historically, fashion brands, they relied solely on past information to predict its future. Well, now brands can utilize, like I said, artificial intelligence, social media, things like this to analyze patterns and trends in real time to not only, predict what consumers are wanting to shop, but how much they should order and how fast they should change their inventory. Technology, I think it's going to continue to connect brands to their consumers in new, exciting ways, to bring the experience to their home, which, now more than ever is super important. And that's going to include things like virtual try-ons. It's going to include live streaming videos where you can watch the whole runway experience. I'm sure you're going to be able to click on a link and be able to shop it immediately. And then with these virtual try-ons, you can figure out your size and boom, you have the product. So I think it's really going to be changing things. I've seen brands where they'll have even like a mirror that you can interact with.
Mm-hmm.
The sky's the limit, really.
Absolutely. And you touched on some key things that I'm going to be presenting later. So thank you for bringing those up, because virtual fit, virtual try-ons, all the software, the augmented realities, that is definitely something we're going to dive into a little bit deeper. So does anybody else have any questions for Danielle? Amari, any fashion questions for Danielle?
No.
Explained it all.
Well, thank you for bringing your expertise to this conversation, Danielle. And I'm going to try to screen share one more time and see if we can start with our fashion's digital future. If you have to leave, feel free to drop off. Thanks again for joining us. But let's go with the presentation.
Thanks, Danielle. That was beautiful. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and then try to go into PowerPoint presentation. Okay, can everybody see my screen? It should say the fashion's digital future. Everybody see that? Yeah, okay. All right, so here we go. Okay, oh yeah. So before we jump into fashion, let's talk about a few key tech terms that you're going to hear later in this presentation. There are 3 technologies that are already making a big difference to our world: AR, VR, and AI, as Danielle mentioned. So what do all these letters mean anyways? So let's start with AR, augmented reality. Augmented reality is an interactive experience of a real-world environment where the objects in the real world are enhanced by computer-generated perceptual information. So a lot of the younger people on the call will be familiar with this, but Pokemon Go, that was really a hot thing for a minute. You basically point your cell phone at the real world and Pokemon and his friends will pop up on your cell phone and you could play a game that way. That is AR. The next one is VR, virtual reality. Now, virtual reality is one created by computers that allows you to experience and interact with a 3D world that isn't real by putting on a head-mounted display and some form of input tracking. VR allows you to have a unique experience without the limitations of a static TV or monitor. So how many of you guys already tried VR, right? Amari, I'm sure you put these Google glasses on before. I know the most popular right now, I've seen the commercials, is this Oculus Quest. So VR is virtual reality. And AI, artificial intelligence. So AI is a very complex conversation to have, depending on who you're talking to, because AI means different things depending on the industry that you apply it to. But for us today, as Danielle had mentioned, we're going to be talking about AI in the sense of fashion advertising and sales. So we're going to define it as artificial intelligence, which are computer-based machines collecting large amounts of data analytics and recognizing patterns in that data to learn from experience. The machine can then process the data analytics to carry out tasks, make decisions, or anticipate a consumer's next purchase. One of the most common is in online fashion is visual recognition. A fashion algorithm, not a real thing, just an algorithm, will recommend similar looking apparel to the customer based on their shopping history. So I'm sure we've all seen this before, and the technology behind it is actually very advanced, and it just keeps getting better because the data is able to collect more and more information as you surf the web and go to different websites. All this information is being collected in these big data firms, and there's software that will just go comb through your data and figure out what you like, what you don't like, and how to appease you. So the big one in fashion that I've seen in this deep dive is augmented reality, and Danielle kind of touched on it. AR is booming right now. It's already making an impact to fashion and cosmetics with new applications that have been spurred on by the pandemic. AR makes shopping safe and convenient and is now transforming how we buy and what we buy. So during this pandemic, as we all know, the retail stores have been hit so hard. So brands are really relying on virtual fit technology to allow customers to try on their products and improve their shopping experience. So these are a few examples. Kendra Scott Jewelry. I went to this website and they have tons of gorgeous little jewelry, cute little trinkets. And if you go to the earrings, they have over 600 pairs. You browse through their catalog, you say try on, and you upload a photo of yourself and they will impose these earrings to your photo, which I don't know how many of you back in the day had to stick those posts in your ears if you dared. And even back then, pre COVID, it was still kind of a gross thing, but people did it. So now we can kind of be gross free with virtual earrings. MAC Cosmetics also allows you a virtual try on with eyeshadows and lip colorings that you also just upload a photo and you can try on any shade for your color, for your outfit, for your skin tone. It's really great technology. And when I actually tried it at MAC, I thought I was wearing the lipstick. I forgot. I was like, oh, did I put lipstick on today? And no, it was just that good. It really looks real. Adidas and Tommy Hilfiger are right now preparing to launch the world's largest virtual fitting room using Z-Kit software. So virtual fitting rooms are not a new idea. Actually, Amazon tried putting out a virtual fitting room in 2017, but it didn't really go well because the fact of the matter is that the software was just not there yet. Now, with cell phones, having cameras with megapixels that have increased so much, the software is able to really capture the increments around your body so that when you actually virtually try on a shirt, it looks like it's wrapped around your body instead of just laying flat on top of you. So more than likely, we're all going to be seeing more virtual fitting rooms in the near future. So this is going to be a new one for a lot of us. Digital clothing. Many of us are active on social media platforms, allowing our friends to see real-time updates through posted photos and videos. So why not start building your online wardrobe with digital clothing? The Swedish retailer Carlings, which is actually a very famous European brand, has released this augmented reality, the last statement t-shirt. So what you do is you get a custom filter from either an Instagram or Facebook filter that will digitally change the design of the shirt. So when you download this app and it has that filter on it, the camera on your cell phone will recognize, you see on the guy's shirt, the ATF. That's kind of the launching pad or the staple that's going to be on the shirt. It recognizes that and then inputs the different images of different shirts. So you can have one single shirt that you buy, but digitally you can put on different sayings, different logos, different messages every single day with the same shirt. Take the photo and post it on your social media. So you can get 10 shirts out of one. Every day, your shirt can display a new animated statement to be posted on your social media and amplify your social message. Digital clothing gets even better. So how much would you pay for digital clothing? This image is the world's first digital haute couture dress, and it sold for $9,500 US. This is not a real dress. It's just an image that is going to be edited onto the photo of whoever bought it. So basically, if I bought this, I pay my $9,500. I give the fashion designer, software designer, my image, and I say, okay, I want you to put this dress on me here. And then he sends me back a photo or a video of this dress on me. There's nothing tangible here, yet the value is still there because I can then post that picture through all my social media campaigns and really look like I'm cutting edge with all my fashion. Here are two more images of digital couture. These are not actually being worn by these girls. These are two designers from Tribute brand that's based out of Croatia. They sell, as their website says, contactless cyber fashion. So these girls must be wearing yoga pants and maybe a sports bra, and a fashion software designer, not just fashion designer anymore, you have to be a fashion software designer, will overlap their actual photo with these digital images that make them look like they're ready to go to the Met. So Danielle had mentioned fashion influencers. So they asked, I found this video actually on YouTube. We didn't create it, but I think it covers the topic well. They asked 3 online fashion influencers, do they feel that digital clothes are the future of fashion? So let's see what they're gonna say. Now, since this is a YouTube video, I'll tell you there's a little glitch in it, but I think the content's pretty good. Let's go.
Digital fashion is clothes that you don't actually wear.
You'd wake up in the morning and take a selfie and then just do all the extra bits later.
It's like Instagram filters, like the off-white filter on Instagram. It's also kind of like paper dolls. I feel like my followers kind of appreciate the fact that my aesthetic is really like oddball. I do take digital influences and I edit my photos. If my followers are to see me in like digital clothes, they think that's like super cool.
I think
Breaking being a plus size influencer, I can't wake up tomorrow and go down the high street and be like, let me pick up something without it being overly priced or just not worth it. Definitely believe that it could be a positive way of accessing fashion.
as a person who has a limb difference, it's really hard to find clothes that actually fit over my socket of my prosthetic. And shopping for maternity clothes has been a nightmare. What's cool about digital clothing is that when you're wearing it, they can manipulate it so that way it fits your body.
I do think digital fashion could be an answer to how fast fashion impacts the environment, because for people who just want to be seen wearing loads of different clothes in pictures, they're not actually buying like new clothes every week.
When you have actual clothes that you're wearing, you can walk down the street and get a reaction. With digital fashion, you have the instant gratification of Instagram likes, but you can't go outside in 9-degree weather with a digital jumper. It just doesn't work that way.
I don't think digital fashion is the future of fashion. Younger people who are more artistic and more open to ideas of like photo manipulation will be interested in it. I don't think people who are just interested in clothes are going to actually go the extra mile to have clothes edited on them, because their love for clothes is the physicalities of it. For
So we're going to stop
influencers,
it there. Oops. So will you be wearing digital fashion in the near future? This question is really unique because it kind of reminds me of the story of the emperor's new clothes, where the emperor was technically naked, but he thought he had, you know, invisible thread on. So maybe the 21st century version of that story is the emperor was naked in real life, but he had an awesome digital outfit on in his Instagram photo. So new spin on an old story. So now let's pause for a moment for any of the young people that are thinking, you know, I don't live in pretend land. I'm not going to be wearing digital clothing. I'm a realist. I use my social media for social causes and to bring attention to injustices. I want to see real clothes for real people living in the real world. Well, this next section is for you. So let's leave AR behind and move into high-tech fashion. So high-tech clothing is also known as smart clothes, smart garments, smart wear, electronic textiles, smart textiles, e-textiles, monitor clothing, or smart fabrics. They all mean the same. It's clothing items that have been enhanced with technology to add functionality beyond that of the traditional use. Here are the top trends for 2020. So now it may sound like a little bit of science fiction, but to be honest, the Bluetooth beanies have been around for some time. Now we're seeing some new features like meshed wiring woven right into the fabrics, while other outfits contain hardware that connects to your smartphones. We even have garments now that use advanced engineering that works on your body's chemical levels to add additional futuristic functionality. The first one are these awesome glasses from Snapchat. These are Snapchat's second generation smart glasses. They're glasses that can record videos and photos with a camera on each side of the glasses and a mic and speaker on the other. So actually, camera on one side, mic and speaker on the other. I really like these black glasses that the gal's wearing. I think they look like Gucci, which I would totally buy. This is Levi's Commuter X jacket, and it's actually a part of a collaboration between Levi's and Google. It's an all denim jacket that connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth, and it can screen phone calls, control music volume, and even get you directions by tapping the sleeve. Now, these ordinary looking jackets are created by Under Armour to help an athlete's muscles recover. The inside lining absorbs heat from the human body and reflects it back onto the wearer's skin in far infrared light, which is safe energy that is said to encourage better muscle recovery and enhance relaxation. The only problem with Under Armour is that it's only in black colors. I like bright colors, so hopefully they add some more textiles to their lineup, but the technology of shooting back infrared to help your muscles is just amazing. Sensoria fitness socks are advanced textile sensors built into each sock and a connected ankle device to detect precise data on how your foot lands while you're walking or running. The connected app can provide you with tips while running to improve your style, and the product also tracks steps, speed, altitude, and distance traveled right in that little booty sock. The Apple 6 watch looks very familiar to a lot of people. I know there's a lot of Apple Watches out there, but this one's really unique in the fact that it has enhanced features that include measuring your blood oxygen saturation. That is what we were talking about earlier, where it's actually picking up the chemicals that the body releases. It also has an always-on fitness metrics. It has a new sleep app that tracks your sleeping trends at night. And of course, it does all the basic Apple Watch technologies like text, voice recognition, music, podcasts, and audiobooks. It's so amazing that in such a short period of time, that's normal. Voice recognition watches that you can listen to music and listen to audiobooks on just seems so normal now. Times have changed. Now, Wearable X has created yoga pants called the Nadia X, and they are high-tech clothing that can sense your yoga poses when they need refining. It uses a pulse clip placed behind the pants, into the pants behind the left knee to create a small vibrations on the body parts that you need to adjust. So I found a great video of how this works. Now, we just viewed several examples of today's fashion and tech immersions, but that doesn't exactly look like the fashion of the future you've seen in movies, right? Like, you know, the clothes we're going to be wearing when we're driving flying cars or living on Mars somewhere. So let's dive into some fashion designers' interpretation of futuristic fashion. It might look a little more familiar to stuff we see in the movies. Now, LED technology has made many appearances on the catwalk recently, and it's due to its flexibility and ease to work into the fabrics. The LEDs can be seen in both men and women's high fashion. Here's a few examples. I really love this dress, this purple dress on the left. That would be my New Year's Eve outfit. And the girl on the right, also very cute. This men's jacket had been sold out for the year it launched. So somewhere, I haven't seen this jacket anywhere, but somewhere there are lots of men out there wearing these jackets. And that dress on the right is just stunning. So we're going to close this discussion with autonomous clothing. So what is autonomy and what is autonomous clothing? Autonomous technology is any kind of technology that can function without being told what to do. So Canadian-based fashion designer Ying Gao has created a robotic dress that responds to its environment by rippling, expanding, and contracting as if the dress were alive. This garment, that's photoed on the right, uses color and light sensors, as well as tiny cameras linked to a Raspberry Pi computer to gather information about its environment. I think the dress is really cute. I don't know about it moving while it's on my body, but I did find a little video that kind of shows the designer and some of her first outfits that had this technology that is interactive to its environment. Let's take a look.
Hello. Hello. Ying Gao has created these interactive garments. The pins move when they hear voices. Ça marche. It's an exact science, and they react to some voices and not to others. The pins seem to be reacting well to my voice at this moment. Hello, pins. Hello, dress. Hello, top. They're putting the finishing touches on it, but it's quite an extraordinary spectacle.
Eh oh, je te parle. Eh oh.
Oops. And so this concludes the presentation on fashion and tech. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at today's trends and tomorrow's visions. We saw a little bit of the future and a little bit of what is happening today, and who knew, you know, some of this technology was interacting with the human body the way it does. So we will open it up for any questions, and I'm going to close my screen sharing.
You guys can put questions in the chat also if you want to. Some people are shy.
Okay.
So, yeah. But what I wanted to know was, as far as the modeling industry is concerned, how much change do you see all this technology as far as, you know, the modeling, the actual modeling online and stuff like that? Do you think it's easier for other people to break into that industry?
You know, I think that there's multiple platforms, and to be honest, it looks like it's easy, but it's not. I do know some social media influencers, and they actually have an entire team that works behind the scenes. So even though it looks like they created the video themselves, they have a production studio within. Either they go to a production studio or they have a production studio inside their home where an entire production team works on them. and along with the editing of videos and the media, the different media outlets. So even though it looks like one person is the only influencer, most of the time it's an entire team of people. So sometimes it's like one of those things. I heard one time, I heard the Red Hot Chili Peppers say like, oh, it took us 20 years to be an overnight success. And to be honest, I feel that way sometimes with social media influencers, that there might be a handful of people that kind of, you know, got spotted early, but a lot of them do work with big teams to produce their media.
Good. So, is that your Instagram, Alicia Run Farm?
You know, I don't have Instagram. I only have Twitter, and I actually don't have a lot of followers because I usually use my Twitter for reading news articles. You're welcome for following me.
How about Danielle? Because I think the lady that left at the questions, I think she wanted to know if Danielle had a social media account. And I told her I could get it to her later.
Yeah, I can get it from Danielle because I'm not on Instagram, but Danielle is, and she does have a profile. So I'll get that to you.
Okay, great. Good. That was great. You see, I learned a lot. Virtual reality. It's funny. I never, because I think because I'm older, it probably make me dizzy or something like that. I'll fall and kill myself or whatever in the house. I have to do something like that sitting down. Yeah, I remember, and actually, Marcus, you'll remember this too. That's how we went to. AT&T has a little event, I forget what it's called now, but we all went. That's how I met Marcus and his mom, and they had like a virtual reality. It was real big at that time, and I was like, that's when they were really breaking into that technology, and I was like, okay, they came a long way since then. And I remember, you know, you could get it from, what is that, the little thing that you used to stick inside and watch it in the sun. What was that thing called? It was a viewfinder.
Oh yes.
Yeah, remember that? And
I love those viewfinders.
Yes, I think we came from that to VR, right? So came a long way. Came a long way. But
absolutely.
Anyone else? Jackie, you got any questions? It's so much, you know, it's so much information. Sometimes it just gets us where we're like, wow, it's so much, I don't even know what else to ask, you know, but what I'll do is if anyone has any questions for you later on down the line, I'll send them to your email and then you can get back and I'll respond to them. So.
Absolutely. I know it was a lot of content, and it's kind of interesting because when you think of fashion, it's never linear, right?
Right.
It's all over the place. It's artistic, and now you add this tech element, and you saw the different phases of fashion, right? You see the pretend fashion, digital fashion, and then which is really super creative, and then you see using the everyday clothing, but just adding these futuristic technological advancements. And then you see the real kind of jazzy, like lights and movement and so forth in the actual clothes that you're wearing. So, you know, the immersion of technology in fashion is not just one version of it, it's all sorts of versions. And that's why it feels a little overwhelming sometimes, but it's a really interesting topic. And you know, for any of the young people here, you know, what's amazing is that because we're really advocating for STEM-based education across the nation more, that this you get to be creative and technical all at the same time. And I really love that idea because back in the day, they used to say it was choose one or the other.
Right.
You're going to go into the arts or you're going to go into, you know, sciences and you only get to pick one topic. And in actuality, it's all different and it's all kind of meshing together. So I think that for anybody who's considers themselves a young person, that you really do have more opportunities to express creativity and use your brain and be an engineer and be a scientist and go and explore new frontiers. So that is kind of the whole message, I think, from this experience.
Yeah, these young ones, they're lucky ones now because, like you were saying, either we were in a wood shop or, the cooking class, right?
Very
So,
true.
you
Very,
know,
very true.
you know, so if you are willing to come back in March, we're starting all over again, and we would just love to have you back. It was very interesting. I'm so glad that you decided to come with us, and we hope you just continue to do it with us because it's forever changing, and by then you never know what might be out. They make rockets in 60 days now, right? So
Absolutely. No,
yeah.
I'd love to join you guys again. It was fun, and I thank everybody for their attention and their time. And it was fun just diving into this topic. So absolutely, I'll be
Yes.
here in March.
Okay, perfect. And we all wish you well on your upcoming baby. And I'll be there. Just show me the
Absolutely.
pictures, right? Anyway, we're going to end now unless anybody else has anything for Alicia. We appreciate it. Everybody say thank you. And we'll see you next time, okay?
All right. Thanks,
All right.
everybody. Thanks
All
for
right.
joining. We'll see
Bye-bye.
you soon. Be safe out there.
Okay, you guys take care.
Bye.